Welcome back for another video. Coming back, we're in week 4 now. Week 3 has been so exciting. The Bills Dolphins game was a really good game. You also had the Colts Chiefs, another really good game. A lot of really good games, another great Sunday of NFL football. We're about a quarter of the way through the season at this point. Now let's get started this week. We're going to be talking about the Thursday night game. It's going to be the Dolphins and the Bengals. Both these teams are coming off of big time wins. The Bengals finally get one in the win column. It was against the Jets, but hey, they lost to the Jets last year. They got revenge back this year. They finally get in the win column. They're 1-2. The Dolphins are one of the only undefeated teams left in the NFL. They are 3-0 after a huge win against the Bills. And look, I want to run through some of the stuff from that game because if you look at it, the Bills, I have no idea how the Bills ended up losing this game. I think I've deduced it to what it probably was. But listen to this, all right? Total yards, Buffalo, 497, Miami, 212. Time of possession, Buffalo, 40 minutes and 40 seconds. Miami, 19 minutes, 20 seconds. Now, Buffalo did have a turnover. Miami didn't have a single turnover in this game, so they kept it clean from that standpoint. But the Bills ran 90 plays to the Dolphins 39. And they had 31 first downs to the Dolphins 15. In every aspect, you would have thought that the Bills should have won this game, and they should have. Now, what I think it is just out of the 7 penalties that they had, I assume, and I didn't watch the game, I didn't watch the entire game, but I assume it was poorly timed penalties that were killing drives for them. I know I saw a couple of third down sacks that they had, in the first half. Melvin Ingram was in Josh Allen's lap quite a bit in that first half. And so the pressure was getting to Josh Allen a lot. They had some sacks on the day, and I would assume some timely sacks, second, third down, get them into some bad positions. The Dolphins, they grinded it out, man. There were guys on both the teams that were cramping up in this game. Stephon Diggs missed a decent portion of this game. He was out with cramps a lot, in and out of the lineup. And so at the end of the day, once again, Miami comes out with a hard-fought win. They're now 3-0 again, one of the only undefeated teams left, going up against the Bengals on Thursday Night Football. And because of how gassed everybody was at the end of that Bills game, I think that it could have an effect when they go into Thursday Night Football against the Bengals. Now, I do think that the Dolphins showed no matter how you slice it up, I know there are injuries for the Bills, whatever happened, the Dolphins are for real. They have shown the last 2 weeks they are for real. Okay, and apparently Tua injured his back and not his head. We'll have to see what happens with that. That was pretty iffy. It doesn't look great from the perspective of it looked like he had a concussion, but I've been hitting the back with a baseball and couldn't even push myself up off the ground. So I believe if Tua says it's a back injury that was making his knees a little wobbly, then I believe him. Okay, so I'm just going to put that out there, but we'll see what happens. I think it should be fine. Tua should be fine going forward. But look, the Dolphins, they're for real, and this Bengals team is still concerning me. They can't run the ball well. The new O-line, I expect to get better. They brought the pieces in, and I expect them to be able to get better, but they have to get used to working together. They have 3 new offensive linemen there. So these guys haven't worked together before in real game situations. They've done it 3 weeks now. It seems to have gotten better. Again, it's the Jets. I understand. We'll see what happens in week 4, but I expect by the end of the season, this unit is going to look like the unit that we thought they would be. But going into week 4, they're not there yet. And I think it's going to be a problem with the pressure that we were just seeing the Dolphins put all over Josh Allen all day. I expect them to be all over Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow probably going to get hit like 15 times in this game again. He's probably going to get sacked another 6, 7, 8 times in this game with the way the O-line looks. Now, you would hope if they give up 2, 3, 4 sacks, that's an improvement. You could accept that. That means they're getting better. They're learning. They're figuring it out as a unit. But again, it's not going to be good enough this week. That Bengals offense, not as explosive as it should be. Again, a lot of that probably because of the offensive line. Joe Burrow's not having time to be able to sit back there and try to look downfield. And Jamar Chase, his numbers haven't been up. That's been a big part of it. And not getting the run game going, again, that falls back on the offensive line. But when you can't run the ball, play action doesn't really work. It doesn't really sell the same way. So those plays aren't as effective as they should be. So the Bengals are are still a work in progress. Unfortunately for them, I think they are going to start this season 1-3 when they lose to the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. But you let me know what you think, who's going to win this game, who's going to be the big difference makers. Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you for the next video.